Okay, good afternoon, gents. You can see I got into a couple of trades. They're pushing down a couple of short trades on the 1,000 tick chart. I got in, got out for break even, and got in again, and then panicked again. But hence to lots of fees there. But it is obviously you can't see it on the 1,000 tick chart, but it's doing what I expected it to do. So just have a look. So I'm going to dismantle it or disengage or disable what's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to disable the comments in a minute. It definitely feels better without the comments. If I'm not reading stuff and, you know, I'm getting mixed feelings about some of the things that people think are doing. So I'll just say hello for the first few minutes and then I'll take it off. So afternoon, what? How you doing, pal? Groll Daddy, how you doing? Michael B, how you doing? Rodian, how you doing? James, how you doing? NC, wish you well too. Exponential, good day to you. So it's definitely easy without the comments. I'm concentrating more. FZen, how you doing? I'm concentrating more. And it's definitely helping. I've got a clearer head. I've not got, you know, because if people are saying try this, try that, what about this, what about that, it does mess with your head a bit, and you have these mixed thoughts about what you're doing. So it does. Yeah, I'm quite glad I got out actually. So it does. You have mixed feelings anyway. I'm not sure about that. So there you go. So JP, how you doing? And Graham, how you doing? So yeah, a few minutes and I'll disable the comments and then I'll put them back at the start because it definitely helps without. So where are we now? So we had some news earlier, core CPI news, which there was a bit of a spike and that's it really. So there we go. So it does look like we're starting a range there again. Whether anything changes or not, I don't know. But we had a leg breaking a leg down. A little bit of almost looks like it's bottom, and then off it went. So there you go. So good luck today. I think the thing about disabling it gives you guys a chance to concentrate as well. I mean, some of you just come on and say hello, and then you get on with it. But generally there are lots of comments, and if I'm reading bits I get mixed feelings about whether there's a trade I like or not or something like that. So so good luck today, and let's see how we get on. Nice to have the opportunity to say hello. Yeah, well that's what I thought. If I keep it on for the first 5 minutes everyone can say hello, but I know some of you guys message me as well. You're always welcome to. You can put messages after the comment, after the stream, or you can message me privately. A lot of you guys are guys I chat with, you know, quite regular. So all good. So have a good trading day. And I wish you all luck. And we'll chat again tomorrow. Chris Monk meditation time. Yeah. So get your heads down, get stuck in. I wish you luck. Let's hope we get some setups, and we'll chat tomorrow. So good luck, Exponential. I like to decide to say hello. Yeah, because it just feels weird not saying hello. So there you go. So good luck today, and we'll chat again tomorrow. If you got any, you know, you guys can always drop a message in at the end of the YouTube video, or you can message me privately. A lot of you do. Tech111. Cheers, mate. Excellent. So have a great day. And hopefully we'll both have a good day. So I'll talk to you all soon. Now I'm just going to disconnect you all. So disable comments, especially that Wood. He's always blooming first. Don't you worry, mate. Save. So hopefully that will somebody try type in something. Let's see if it's worked. The last one was Tech111. Nobody can tell. That's it. Okay, excellent. So right, let's get on with it. So we've had this leg down. I'm going to break another leg down. Looks, JP, why do you hate me? You're not supposed to be able to type. Hold on a minute. Test. No, still working. Roll Daddy. Hold on a minute. Why isn't it working? disable comments. So let's put allow comments and then click save. And then we'll disable them. Hey Bob, how you doing? Hey, hold on a sec. I don't think I click save, that's all. God, I so badly want to get you lot off. Let's have a look. Okay, disable comments. Save. Okay, somebody try typing something. You can't get rid of us. It's starting to look that way, isn't it? Does that work? Well, it should do. I'll tell you what. Perhaps it doesn't. Well, this is embarrassing. Hold on a minute. Perhaps it does. I don't know. It should do. Stop speaking. Hold on. It's got disable comments. I don't know why. Let's try newest. Save. See if that works. Change is saved. Promise not to type anything. Sure you do. I don't know what's going on. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll leave it as it is. I'll just make the screen so I can't see it. Let's have a look. Hold on a minute. Let me just see if I can make it so I can't see it. I don't know what's going on. Somebody try typing something. Ah, that might have been it actually. Somebody try. Oh, stay here. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't allow me to do it for some reason. Something. There's always one smarter ass, isn't there? I don't know what's going on. Customization. No, I don't know. I'll have to try and figure out what I'll do. How do I get rid of? Cancel. 1 minute I can't get rid of it. Next minute I can. I'll tell you what. Just for now. I'll cover it. I'll tell you what. I'll cover it. Okay, there you go. I've covered it. You guys can chat amongst yourselves. Okay. So, right, let's see how we get on here. So, as you can see, I've got 2 minus fees there. I got into a trade, panicked. It started to look better. That was on the 1,000 tick chart. And then I changed my mind. So, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So we definitely started off in a range day. So we got a leg down, made 2 attempts to go higher, possible short there. Don't know, it's a bit congested in all fairness. Bit dangerous going short there. Not that it's not going to work. It's sort of in a way like what's the word I'm looking for? Like penguin guy, leg down, made 2 attempts to go higher, failed, come down, but it's a bit congested anyway, so I'm definitely not getting involved in there. Just see if there was anything. Well, I suppose there was, wasn't there? Yeah, we touched here, yeah, touch there. No, it's just too dangerous going short there. Safest thing to do is just to, it may work, but it's just congested, so It's just dangerous. Okay, lower high there. Still a bit dangerous. Okay, so no more news today. The news is off. Okay, I think that's done it. Okay, that's got rid of the comments. I wouldn't have trusted myself to go back and have a look. It's better without, and we can all concentrate anyway. Why won't that come back up? Well, there it is. Yeah, it's better without him. Everyone can concentrate a bit. Sometimes you get that stuck in conversation and you mess up yourself, so it's probably better for everyone, actually. I've worked out how to do it now, I think, anyway. Okay, so that one did work, actually. Actually, it worked nice. So we had this leg down here, made 2 attempts to go higher, failed, come down. So I did mention that that may be one of those penguin trades. Be interesting to see if he takes that. So I'm going to mark that one just with a green arrow just to see if he takes that one, because we've got a leg down. We haven't made a new low, so we've pushed up. We've made 2 attempts to go higher and failed, come down. So it may be one of those penguin trades. So it'd have probably gone 1-to-1 here. I don't know, but it went down for 4.75 points. What was that? It may not be finished yet, to be fair. So 175, 2, 3, 4, 2.75. May tick up, test this, and then push down a little bit more. But although we have made a new low by a tick, or have we? Maybe we haven't. I expect that to come down. We're rigged. Still expect to come down the bottom. Sorry. I was just working out where his points would come out if he took that trade. If he took that trade 1-to-1, would he take it there? Let's say 13 ticks. 1-to-1 would be there, maybe comfortably out. Even if he took it down, no, I suppose he'd take it there, wouldn't he? So it'd be interesting see if he takes that, the penguin guy. But it does look like his type of trade. We got a leg down. We made 2 attempts to go higher. Big bearish bar failure. Came back down. So that just looks like a failure of this little range here. So he'd have got out 1-to-1 there. I think he'd have taken that. He'd have comfortably got 1-to-1. Be interested to see if he takes that, actually. Really strongly pushed up there. Does seem a bit choppy. I mean, this makes sense at the bottom, but on this, straight up, straight down. Okay, so there's a new low. I don't know what I haven't done. The open, which would be there. Okay, what's going on here? We're going to come down and retest these bottoms. Possibly the start of something there. Possibly touch here. Maybe. Possibly if we break out there and push back up here and come down. So that's a possibility at some point. So it's bounced a few times here off the, well, official open, I suppose, when the market officially opened. This is the 9:30. So we're going to leg down a break, and we're going to get a little low down here. I'm not so sure because its price has struggled here a few times. It's gone a little bit lower than that, but it still hasn't broken below the official open. So it may not. It's hard to say. Okay, it's the last day of the 50% off resets and 50% off evaluations today. So I would expect an email from Apex early hours of the morning UK time with some sort of a new discount. Now, being as it's the Labor Day weekend, I think Labor Day, is it on the Monday? What day? It's Friday tomorrow. I think Labor Day is officially Monday, but whenever we get something like that, usually it's over the weekend. So it's Friday tomorrow, so a good day to start an offer, really. No point in starting it on the Saturday, Sunday, is it? Because no one can really, people may sign up, but people, if you're going to have an offer, you really want it on the Friday, really, if the discount finishes today, because at least then you've got that extra Friday. Okay, so we've got a leg down. That looks like 2 legs up. Trouble is, the bit of a stem there, it's above the EMA, so I think it's a bit risky in the way that bar's pushing up. That may, if it pushes up, it may trap some shorts there. Trouble is, you want to be going long right in the middle of that, because to me that's starting to look like something resembling that. Let's just bring that up a touch to there. So you don't really want to be going long to trap these because, well, one, it's not a great bar. Might work, but it's just clearly choppy, so it's dangerous there whenever you get. Could be a double trap. That might come down and stop them out. It wouldn't be surprised. Too dangerous, really. We're in what are we, 2, 4? We're in about a 2, 4. We're in about a 6 point range, I'd say, somewhere along the lines of that. Yeah, 6 3/4 point range. So not a lot of room for manoeuvre. I mean, even if you go for something like that, which you may do, you're sort of going to be wanting to be right around here. Well, there's a few points, but it is full of traps, this, in all fairness. So there does look like there's a little leg up there. So this might be a break and a new high. So yeah, stay where you are. Thank you. Yeah, there's a little leg there with the break. So I'm expecting a new high. So there was a hidden second entry short there. So that may have trapped a few traders. So if that had been a little bit more bearish, I may have considered it, and obviously it worked for a couple of points. I hate it when it moves like that by itself, but yeah, you can see the little push up, little leg up there, little break, and another leg up to the top. So we've got a leg and a leg. So if we do get something nice and bearish, it may not be a bad place to go long, because we've got a leg and a leg. See how bearish this finishes. That finishes really bearish under here. We've got a leg and a leg. Might not be a terrible place to go short, but at some point we may revisit this top. So just going to get an order out just in
submitted.
Case.
Order filled.
I kind of like that fell break out of this. 2 points, 2.5 point. It's a small break out of this, so I think that's okay. Leg, break, leg. Nice bearish bar. Although it's not rushing to come down, is it? I may come out of this.
Target
I hate it
filled.
when it turns. Okay. Couple of points, couple of ticks. I'd have preferred that in here, but it is a failed breakout of that, but might be a better, safer option to... So what did I get there? 2 ticks. I don't know, I just lost a bit of confidence there, so might be a better option, the lower high there, so... Let's see how this finishes.
Order submitted.
Normally it wouldn't be a bad trade. We've got a leg up, a break and a new leg. Pushed up, hit these highs, nice big bearish bar. And it may work. Okay, that's clearly not going to finish right anyway, is it?
Order cancelled.
To be fair, I don't really pick tops that much. And that's why... I would have thought there'd have been some shorts there. We've got a clear leg and a leg. And it may still work. I don't know. I don't pick tops for a reason, so... Okay, well that didn't work then. See, there's a leg. It's a really nice measured leg as well. Break out of here. Push back in. Okay. I'm stopping picking tops. I don't have much luck with them, to be fair. Luckily, I got a couple of... What did I get? I got 2 ticks out of it. Okay, 2 ticks. I just... Normally, something like that, if it's going to come back in, it comes in pretty quick. I don't like the way it just started coming back. So, the sensible thing was to get out of there. At least I saved myself a loss anyway, so... plus 2 ticks. Plus 2 ticks. Let's just call it. Yeah. Okay. Touch, touch, touch. Fell breakout. 2 legs up. Nice measured move. Bearish bar. That's why I don't pick tops, because I just don't have a lot of luck with them, in all fairness. But fell breakout after a big strong push, just came back in. 1 leg break, 2 leg, measured move, pushed up right to the top here, nice big bearish bar. I thought that would have worked, to be fair. That's why I don't pick tops, because I just don't have a lot of luck with them. I just don't seem to be... I mean, we all have... There are various different types of trades. There's second entries, there's lower highs, there's failures. You know, there's triple tests, there's, you know, just shorting tops and bottoms. You know, there's a bunch of different types of trades, and obviously you might be better at, as you guys know, I don't. Yeah, so there's a channel working up there, that might be why. You guys know I don't take a lot of, I don't pick tops, because I just don't have much luck with them. So it's just not one of my sort of fortes, really. It's not one of my strong points. As soon as I got into the trade, I just started to think, why am I doing this? It's not one of my strong points, but at the end of the day, I got out before it was too late and managed to get a couple of ticks. Did it even go for a point? I don't think it did it? You may wouldn't have done, because I'm right there. Depends where you got in, but I don't think you'd have got a point out of that. So, touch, 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 touch. This is looking like a channel. Are we going to get to the top? Who knows? So, it's the last time I pick a top. I'm just not that I don't know, I just can't read tops very well now. If we pushed up here once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times and it was a nice bearish bar, then I may have a go at that, but I just don't have much luck. And the trouble is, you know, I remember, so there's 2 push down there, isn't it? So we try to go low once, try to go low twice. It almost looks like a hidden second entry short there, doesn't it? But I'm staying out because it's a bit congested. I've already got out once by the skin of my teeth, so although it does look like something will push up there, we've dropped down once. Let's go once, try to go twice, failure, pushed up. I think that's likely to push up. I don't know, but I'm staying out of it. Let's just put that there. It's a little bit congested anyway, so just I'm staying out of it. It didn't end up good anyway. If it had ended up a bit more positive, then, you know, I don't know, maybe, but didn't end right. So yeah, as I was saying, I remember I've watched him a few times, and Ian Mac say he loves range days because he just shorts the top and buys the bottom. Trouble is that the bottom? Is that the bottom? Is that the top, or is that the top? Look, that seems to be the top there. Is that the top? So every time we've come up here, there, possibly here, we've hit it in different places. How the hell can you short that? Here. Oh, I get this. This is doable. So that trade there might not have been a bad trade. It's doable, but most of the time, every time we hit a different top, every time we hit a top, it's in a different place. Okay, so it is going to work there, I think. 2 pushes down. I'll be surprised if that doesn't push up. But then again, is this the top? Are we trying to go long into the top? Not that I went long there anyway, but it's clearly just, you know, but is that the top? Is there going to be some longs going there? Is this going to trap them? That's the trouble. So we don't know where the top is. Is that the top, or is that the top, or what? Or is it a failed breakout? It's just it's hard to trade this because it's not clear. Look, top. You know, it's hard to clear. It's hard to work out. Normally you've got to channel up. We're not at the top, so after a break you'd expect a new high. But look what's happening. This is tough to trade. This is quite choppy. Let's try and clear up a bit. It's so hard to trade this. Okay, if this ends up really bullish, then that's a second entry long. Then maybe that might work, but it's just dangerous in my opinion. It's so hard to read because it is so choppy at the moment. See, after there, the trouble is with these touches here, we've touched twice here and we've touched a bunch of times here. So there's a short channel there. Yeah, you can clearly see that one. And that bar there is within there. Now, really, you don't really want to be going long in a really nice, obvious, tight downtrend. Now, I get it that it's touched 3 times, but the fact that it's in that channel, is it going to trigger and then come down here? Is it going to trigger and then make another leg down? So in my opinion, it just takes that one off the table. Now, if you pick a lot of these tops and bottoms and you may get 80% of them right and you don't mind the odd loss, it might be a way, it might be a place to take a trade. I don't know. I suppose part of the reason why I like that is because we had a perfect measured leg, popped out the top a little bit, pushed up to these highs, nice and bearish. I thought that might have worked, but that's why I can't seem to read these picking tops and bottoms very well. So I think the safest bet until I've watched them and monitored them a little bit more is just to stay away. Yeah, this is just hard to judge. Seems to be maybe a channel. Yeah, there is maybe a break. It may still push up. It's possible. It's possible we could retest these highs. Oh, so. So little channel there, breaks. So this may, I don't know, usually when you get an overshoot, may push up. So it could be a leg up there. There may be even two legs there. It's possible, but it's not really very clear in all fairness. Yeah. It's a little bit unpredictable. But yeah, look, this seems like it's likely to be the top. Then this was the top. And then these two, then this was the top. How can you pick a top there when it never hits the same place more than once? That's a little bit more predictable. 1, 2, 3, that maybe. But as I say, you've got that little down channel, and general rule that I've been told before, why are you going long in the middle of a really strong trend? So, I don't know. But sometimes you just have days like this where it doesn't seem to make much sense. Some days markets can be really easily to read, easily predictable. You can just work out where they're going through process of elimination. Then other days they just turn on a dime and there's no rhyme or reason why. We have got an overshoot here. It is possible we could go up. And I'll tell you why. If I just bring in the 1,000 tick chart, which I'm looking at, we had that channel there, touch, 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 with the break. If you have, you can see the little channel I've drawn there, which is sort of the same sort of thing as there, really. That kind of fits nice. This is an overshoot there, so it may, see that bearish bar there, it may trap that short and push up. We may get a new high. Excuse me, just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, this may go up and make a new high from this. It's possible the way it's pushing up. It's clearly an overshoot there. This fits nice. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bars fitting really nice, and then a quick 3-bar down drop, and then a push up. Be nice to get something bearish here and trap some shorts. Because we could have a leg up here, leg and a leg, and then another push up. This is all just pure speculation, but sometimes when you speculate this, it works. And no. Hoping we can get something bearish here and maybe trap some shorts. You could say that's a hidden second entry short. No, wait, excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so hopefully we may trap some shorts here. After this overshoot, I think those shorts are going to get trapped. Let's see if that triggers below. Yeah, that's done.
Order submitted.
Okay, forget that idea.
Order cancelled.
Perhaps it's just yeah. So normally after an overshoot, it can result in a reversal, but not always. And the fact that it's pushed up there and just tested this, that might be a catalyst to push it further short. But for me, after an overshoot like that, it's a bit risky taking a short. Doesn't mean it's not going to work, but it's done 2 points, I think. Right, you'd have got a 1.5, maybe. Still don't get that right. It's about there. Okay. Yeah, you'd have got a 1.5 out of there. So we've got a leg down, bit of an error. Could have I'd sort of thought that may push up. I thought it'd have done it a little bit earlier than that. So leg up, 2 attempts to go lower, push up. I think it's likely to push up there, but that bar's massive. What is it? It's 4 points, just under, I think. 3.75 points, tick above, tick below. It's 4.25 points, just too much risk in my opinion. But I do think it's likely to push up to retest these highs. I thought it might have done it earlier because I expected it to stop that out, but you'd have got a 1.5 off it, no more. But I think the reason it maybe some traded it is because it came in and retested the top of this. But I do expect it to make new highs. Whether we get up here or not, I don't know. But in my opinion, it's just too much risk. You could take it on a limit order. You may save yourself a few ticks, but it is an overshoot. So, you know, it quite often does that. But perhaps it just, a lot of the times when you get an overshoot, it won't just shoot up. It'll go up, come back a bit and retest before it bounces. So that did work. But in my opinion, it is just a bit too much risk, really. Because it is possible it could trigger, come down really bearish and come down. So so let's see where this one finishes. So far, there, that was a bit higher, that was a bit higher, that was a bit higher. Up here was higher still. So it's hard to to draw one of these really, because that actually doesn't look too bad. I like that. Touch, 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 touch. 4 touches. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches there. Sorry, 6 touches minimum. So I think that's not too bad actually. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, it does look like it's pushing up. If that closes above this, then I can see it going a bit higher. That's interesting. It looks a lot nicer on the 1,000-tick chart. So I think that's likely going to push up. May trigger and create a lower high, but I think just the way it looks on the 1,000-tick chart, I'd expect it to break there. Does look like it could be producing a lower high. We'll see. Okay, so with all those touches, if that comes into a lower high, I think that will be a good place to take a short, but I'm not taking it because I'm not very good at them, in all fairness, because we've been up here once, a bunch of times, we've come down, we've had another go, once, twice. If that finishes bearish as a lower high, doesn't like it's going to, okay, definitely not anyway. I'm going to say I thought that, and then that might be a better place to go short, but it's not. So the lower high on the break with the lower high on the 1,000-tick chart looks like it's working. It's sort of like a hidden second entry short. Let me just bring the 1,000 in a bit. Well, actually, it's not as good as I thought it was, the setup, but it looks okay. So we got a leg up here. This is the 1,000-tick chart. So we got a leg up here like that. We've got a break. It looks like a hidden second entry along that. I kind of like that bar. And enough up to the top there, so I don't know what you'd have got out of that. You'd have got a point and a cut. Well, you would have got a point out of it comfortably, but no more. But you may get another higher low here, and that might push up again. So that's the 1,000. So we've got this. The channel looks kind of nice there. We touched here, touched here, touched here, touched here, and then we had a break with that bit of an overshoot and a retest, and then a strong push up. I mean, look at that, slice straight through the EMA, big bar there. Break down to the so I'd say that's likely going to go up. I'd have liked another higher low here, then I'd expect that to get up into this area, but we pushed down a little bit up and then down, so it looked like a second entry long. But if you look at that, there is a small break and a high there, and we are close to these highs, so that just makes it a bit more risky. But with that extra little couple of ticks there, yeah, you'd have got a point and a quarter still, maybe a touch more. We're above it a bit there, but I'd expect that to push up again. We got a leg up. So I would say there is a possibility now that we could get to these highs. Yeah, that's looking okay to me. That's looking like something's working up. Maybe this is going to give you a higher low. Okay, that's dropped. I think that'll lightly push up. Well, if it finishes bullish, then I'd expect it to get up here. But it does look like it's getting a bit congested now. So that's the 1,000-tick chart anyway. What does it look like here? Still a bit choppy. High low there, so we've had a leg up. Higher low there, so I mean it's congested, but just by the way we've got that sort of almost like that bull flag again where we've got to push up and that. So I'd expect it to get up to here. We've closed above this line. I mean, we did respect it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6, 7 times. So there we go. We get that leg, slight angle, and that push again. So that was, well, you can see that, can't you? The bottom of it anyway. From there, touch. So I'd expect it now to, with that push, to get to somewhere here. It may even break the highs. I'm just putting that there. If people see I take that when we got the top here, they're going to think I'm a lunatic. So if I put it there, that's what I was looking at when I took that one. But it's a nice measured leg. Push up break. And actually, by the count, it's also a second entry short. Pushed up to these. I thought that would have been okay. But it just goes to show I'm not very good at picking tops. I don't have a good record with them really, which is why for the most I avoid them, and that's why. Went for about a point, and that was about it. Yeah, you'd have squeezed a point out of it at best. It's just, this is so hard to trade this. I mean, look. Top there, top there, top, top. I mean, we're making higher highs, that's for sure. Not necessarily the same. That one, that's about the same. That was a bit lower than we. So I don't know. Maybe there's something in the pipeline brewing. I don't know. But it's so hard to trade this. You really can't trade this. The only thing worth trading, but in my opinion, it's, from what I'm led to believe, that's a downtrend. And while something's in it, really, you don't really want to be going along in the opposite direction. But I don't know, you might think that's, 1, 2, 3, a triple test, and obviously it worked. But because it worked doesn't mean it was a good trade. But I'm not the person for these. It's just not one of my strong points. But the only one that did seem to work from a bottom, I mean, it sort of more or less fell in the same place 3 times, didn't it? Slightly lower. But apart from that, it's so hard to trade here. Obviously, you can't trade that. It's the first time it's been up there. You don't know what it's going to do. And obviously, every time it's come up here, it's in a different place. So it just makes it just completely untradeable, really. I thought when it closed above there, we'd have tested these highs, and then it gets to a certain point right in the middle of nowhere, it's something, and down. No idea what's going on. That's sometimes why I have the 1,000-tick chart on. Maybe sometimes it might be a bit clearer, but not necessarily. Oh. It's just hard to know what's going on here. 1 minute it looks like we're pushing up, and it could trigger that and come tumbling down. See if it finally gets up here. Certainly trying. Okay, I'm just going to take, how long have I been going for? An hour. I'm just going to take a quick few minute break. A few minutes break. I'm going to make myself a quick cup of coffee. I'll be back. Okay. I'm not a fan of what it's doing at the moment anyway, so let's just pop that there. Quick coffee and I'll be back. Okay. So it's very stemmy today, isn't it? Lots of wicks. So we got a leg up, dropped back a bit, and looks like another leg up. So whether we'll get up here or not, who the hell knows? There is a possibility of a channel, but it's very hard to trade this. 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, it's about 12 points from top to bottom. And it's above the EMA, below it, above it, below it, above it, below it, above it. Yeah, there's a few possibilities here, really, but before I get set on something like that, I'd rather it break out here. What happened yesterday? Okay, same sort of thing, really, rangy, but there was, I mean, we were moving sort of like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. There was a lot more movement around yesterday. You may take it. I left that at the time because we seemed to be hitting roughly, but I kind of liked it, and obviously it went. But at least it's moving a bit, and at least then you've got opportunities. But when it's like this, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, it's just... Okay, so there we had this. We had that push up, little bit of a channel here, overshoot, retested it, pushed up strongly, a little bit of sideways. So it's doing what I expected it to do. And it'd be nice to at least touch a top in the same place just for once, because here, we're getting progressively higher, which can indicate there's a channel or something, but there's nothing I can see really there. I mean, the tops sort of kind of work something similar in line, don't they? But you paste that and bring it down. It just there's nothing really, is there? So okay, so we finally hit that line. So that's good. At least we've hit one place more than once. So that's okay. I'm going to say let's see what we got from Matt, but I can't see. He may have different bottoms or tops, but apart from that, it's not really done a lot, is it? So it may not really help. No, exactly the same. Exactly the same. He's got it exactly the same there, and exactly the same there. He's got that channel up there. Bit of news here. All he hasn't got, he's got an individual channel there. I suppose that's right, really. I think you're always safer doing that, really, and then breaking a new low. But a little bit of congestion here. But everything else is the same, really. He hasn't got that bit. He's just done that there from there. So, well, I mean, I'd have said there was a bit of an overshoot there personally, but I suppose it really matters now anyway. Yeah, because we had a break and we didn't make a new low, so that looked like a little channel for me. And in fact, yes, if you look on the 1,000 tick chart, so Mac has got just that. I had it this. If you look on the 1,000, it's a bit more clearer, that channel. That's that channel I had there. So it runs really nice there, in all fairness. And that to me looked like the overshoot. We pushed up, we retested and pushed up. So sometimes the 1,000 tick chart can just give you that little bit more detail. So obviously I had that, just those few bars there without the overshoot, but Mac's got it like that. I mean, it doesn't matter now anyway, but I like to assume we got an overshoot, because if you're thinking about maybe coming down to these lows here with that bar there, we didn't. We pushed up. Now, it made enough to get a 1.5 out of it. But after I had it like that with the overshoot, I assumed it was going up, so it may not have come down as much, but it came down enough to get a 1.5 out of it. Okay, so we may have a confirmation here, so let's have a little look. We'll see. It's certainly trying to push up, so if it can get above this, then maybe we might get a break of this range, because it's hard to trade this range. It's not a massive distance from the top to bottom, and every time it hits, it's, with the exception of these, you know, there and 3 times there, everything else is just by the by, isn't it? But if you look on the daily that Mac's got it, we could. We've been up in this for a while, and we had a break of it. We tried to push higher once, come back and got a higher low, so we're pushing up there, but it does look like we're losing momentum there, so we may get just a little pullback before it pushes higher and maybe breaks these highs. But we had a big strong bar there, slightly smaller, and it does look like we may get a bit of a pullback before we push higher. So done it again with this. That's goddamn annoying, that is. Oh, I hate that. I'll just have to leave it out of the way. It's stuck there somewhere, so. Oh, I can't delete it there. Oh, that's handy. Okay. So, finally, push up, bounced off this again. So you can see this is definitely playing a part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, boom, 10. So possible second entry long there. Is it risky going up there? Yeah, I think it is at the moment. We haven't really confirmed that that's a channel, really. We could sort of do that and say maybe a spiking channel. And actually that kind of fits a bit better. Fits at the top kind of nice. Maybe slightly higher. Yeah, so far, but I just think it's a bit risky going long there. It is a second entry long, but normally this, I thought to pick a spiking channel, you got to split a bar up. So you'd have to go from there or the bottom, but I don't know if it really matters. But there is a second entry long there, and if you like this channel, it kind of fits okay. But the trouble is, you've got a lower high there, which is triggered, so it could push up, trap some longs, and then pull back down. So in my opinion, it's a little bit risky going along there because it hasn't triggered anyway. And obviously that's just piled straight down, so that forget that idea. So I don't know. Okay, so maybe, I don't know, maybe. All right, let's get rid of that then. Okay, so we've come up there, touched the top and started to work down. So whether this continue or not, it looks like it may. Trouble is, you can't trade that. It's slightly bearish, but it's not far off neutral. And it's only just touched the top. And we got a leg up there. You know, there's a good chance we may have another measured leg, which should take us up to the new highs of the day. So that's feasible. So going short there, you just can't do it. You may have taken the lower high, it's possible, but it may bounce off here and push up. So it's just nothing you can do really with that lot. It's just it's very wicky and choppy and a little bit unclear, bouncing at different places. Maybe there's something. Okay, that kind of fits. Touch, that will confirm it, would it? But do you want to go long there? In all fairness, there is a second entry long there. It does look like a leg and a leg, but in my opinion, you'd be better off taking the high-low above that. But some may take that. I suppose it's nice and bullish and it's confirming this, isn't it? But with current market conditions, it's a bit choppy and a little bit unpredictable, so that it may work. I think it's more likely it will, but I still think it's a little bit risky. If that's confirming the channel, I think in all fairness you'd be better off waiting for a higher low because it could stuff you. That might come down and trigger that out. In fact, oh, it's okay. On the 1,000 tick chart, it looks like it may. Okay, we're still holding at the moment, so if it can get a higher low above here and above the EMA, it might not be a terrible trade going long, but I think you just have to accept the fact that it's very choppy and a little bit unpredictable today, so that does add to the risk, I think. Okay, so if you would have taken that one, you'd have got, I think you'd have got about 2 points from it. Maybe not quite, no. So touched here, touched here, touched here. It's actually confirmed the bottom of that really nicely. But we're in a range, and obviously that takes precedent, and we've already hit the top of the range, so it may just come back down, fanny around here, trap some longs, and then all of a sudden drop Try go once. There's a failure there. That might not be a terrible trade to go short. It hasn't worked anyway. Yeah, I thought that if that was nice bearish there, it may trap some longs and have a quick drop. It still may, but trouble is we have hit this high here. Well, what I had drawn as the top of the range, we have hit it. So, I mean, there is a higher low there, but we could have a leg, push up and a leg. It could trap some longs there. It's just very choppy at the moment and a little bit unpredictable. If that ends up bullish, I think it's more likely it will go up than down, but you just don't know, do you? See, there is the possibility of that. Touch, touch, touch. I've got a bit mixed feelings about this. I could alter that just a fraction where it won't really make a difference. But yeah, it's not clear. It's slow and it's not clear. See how this one, if this finishes bullish up here, yeah, I have a feeling that's going to get stopped out in all fairness. 1, 2, 3, possible triple test. It's just unpredictable. I'm not getting involved at the moment. Okay, so if he did take that as a second entry, or we got sort of a leg, a push up and another leg, it's confirmed this, but the trouble is, obviously the range takes precedent, and we've hit that top where I had that line, so there's a fair chance we're not even going to try and push any higher, and based on what I can see there, it clearly has come down. So if there was a failure there, I may have been interested in there, but that bar didn't materialize in the end, and then it just, you know, it did look like it was trying to trap longs. So it's okay having these big channels, but I mean, really, ordinarily, if we weren't ranging, 3 good touches with a nice bar like that and the second entry short would not have been a bad trade to take. But the fact that we're going sideways, and when we hit these tops, well, this is the second time we've got up to this line, really. So it is. That's why I left that. It's just risky taking that, in my opinion. And rightly so. I'm glad I left it, because if I'd have taken that, I'd have expected to get up to these highs, so I'd have probably held on there, and that would have, you'd have got a point. Well, you'd have probably got a 1.25 out of it. Certainly a point. Yeah, 1.25, I think, at a push. Well, I think the majority of us go for a 1.5 to 2 points. I think there are some people who still do the point, and that's fair enough. But I think majority go for 6 ticks, and I think unless you took on a limit order. So this may be 1 leg down, 2 legs down, and then a push back up. But risky. That's who knows what's going on here. May push up, may start a channel, but it's just so hard to trade this. See, most range days, I mean, you've got what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You've got 14 points from top to bottom, so it's not a massive window, really. And in all fairness, most of it's within this 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 point sort of window. And you've really got no room there. But having said that, really, you only need one good trade in a day. But I don't think I've really seen that. That may have been okay, I don't know. But I just don't like going long in that. Because it could break, push up here a little bit, and then come down to these lows. Frying the shit out of me, that. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. There is a second entry short lower high on the 1,000 tick chart. I'm just not sure at the moment. So we've come off here and we are looping, but no, it never triggered and pushed up anyway. So this is the sort of thing I just looked at, really. Second entry short, we push down once, push down twice. So let's have a look. It's not too bad, I don't think. Trouble is, you're going short into the midline. What's happening here? We've come off the tops, haven't we? So I don't think that's a bad trade, actually. See how it finishes.
Order submitted.
If it finishes really bearish, I might, but you are going into that midline, so you've got to be careful. No, I don't like it.
Order cancelled.
Stay away. Going short into the middle line. and it's just choppy. I mean, really, I'll be going short right into the middle of this range here, and it's just, it's such a mess, isn't it? So it's risky in my opinion, really. I think the only way to trade these really are the bottoms and tops, or where we come off the bottoms, maybe into a high low or something where we've got at least a bit of distance. It never finished bearish enough anyway. It was a tick off neutral, and it never triggered. So. So the thing is, we've confirmed this channel, so we've had a break. So there's a chance it'll come up, but it's just, who knows? We had that channel there, we had a break of it, higher low, and that worked. So we got a channel, we got a break of it. There wasn't even a higher low there really. I thought if that would have triggered, then maybe it would have trapped some shorts. So dangerous trading this. Or we could have a channel coming from the top, 1, 2, 3, break of it, come back down, retest the lows, who knows? So leg, are we coming down or are we going up? I've got no idea. What is it more likely to do? Well, touch, so it could push up and make a new high. Trouble is, we're ranging at the moment. We've hit this, we've sort of hit this, what we had already pre-drawn as our top, where it hit 3 times and it's coming down. So it's just as much of a chance, really. This is a break and we make a new low from this, because this is within the range. That's right at the top of the range. So if we're going to make a new, if we're going to push a new high, then we're going to break that. So I'd say it's got more chance of coming down personally. So touch. Whether you have that as a channel, it's not the best looking channel in the world, I've got to say, but we have had a break of it. There's no setup there anyway, so I don't know. It's dangerous trading this. I'd say it's more likely going to break this low than it is come back up to the top here, but I'm not putting any trades on that. Doesn't even there's no entry there anyway. It's an inside bar. You can't do nothing with that. If it gives us a lower high, maybe, I don't know, but it's still going into this. Well, you got 2 midlines here. You got the midline for the slightly larger channel, and you got the midline for the slightly smaller one. Either way, you're going short into them both. But as I say, I'd expect it to come down and break these lows more than I would to come back up and touch these highs. But not a good day today. I think this is the tightest range we've had for a while. See, so if there's a leg there, 2 pushes up and another leg, that would take us down to the realms around the bottom here, which that would actually work. So yeah, so for me, I'd say it's more likely going to come down. Don't throttle me if I get it wrong. It's come down, see, touched that midline with a small channel, which most of the time we're spending in, and pushed up. So who knows? Can't believe it's the 1st of September tomorrow. Unbloody believable. So, possible lower high here. Leg down, 2 legs up, lower high. I don't know. Trouble is, in fact, the lower highs finished okay on the 1,000 tick chart, but it's bouncing right off the midline again. So I'd say it's more likely going to work, but it is bouncing off the midline, so I think it's risky. Dear, what to do? It's a big bar. Okay, so how far did that come down? Not that far already, did it? Okay, so you'd have got a point out of it. You'd have got a point out of that. It may still come down some more, but you could take it as a limit order. Drop in now, but how big's that bar? 3 points. We've made a new low by 1 tick anyway, so it may still come down, but we might have a leg and a leg, but I'm just not getting involved in it. You've not got much room to the lows. If you get in there, yeah, you've barely got a point to the lows, just too risky. We've bounced here, here and here, so we've hit another point that could cause problems going down, so it's just risky. See, if you like the leg and the leg down to take us down here, you may take it on a limit order back here somewhere and just see if it'll work, if you're sort of more aggressive. I mean, it is a lower high, but you haven't got much room to the lows. But where's the lows? Here, 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 here. That's the trouble. That's what makes it more difficult. There is a failure there. But the trouble is, there's clearly some resistance there, so it makes it risky in my opinion. It's just not worth it. I mean, if you look here, there's nothing here, but on the 1,000 tick chart, I did look at that, the lower high there. That one there I looked at, a lower high. What's the risk on it? Not massive. It's a 1.25 risk. That just shot straight down. So that would have worked okay. You'd have got probably a few points off that. Yeah, that went down 3¼ points. So you'd have got, well, I'd have probably got out here, there. So, but that worked. So we got a sort of a leg down, 2 attempts, 2 pushes up, drop below the EMA, lower high. I don't know, maybe you take that. I don't know. Just I'm a little bit extra cautious. I want it to look like a really obvious setup at the moment because it is so chopping and bouncing around. It's easy to get yourself in bother here. So if you would have taken that one, you'd have just got stopped out. So you'd have got a point out of it. But I think most people take a bit more on the point, but it's just too risky. Judging by the way it came down a bit and turned, rightly so. So hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow we may have a good discount. I'll be shocked if we don't. Anyway, in all fairness, I'm shocked we've not had a discount over the last couple of weeks. It's been 3 weeks, I think. We've had this 50% off resets. Trouble is, I get people taking the resets. It's $40. I'd pay that myself, but I wouldn't pay $75 for an evaluation. Not when I can get them for $16. Not when I can get 5 for the price of 1. It's ridiculous. And a lot of people are the same. I see, if you go on the Apex Facebook group, they post nearly every day or every other day the 50% off, and all it's full of messages saying we want the 80% off, we want the 90% off. So people aren't spending. If people aren't spending, at the end of the day, most accounts, new accounts anyway, are going to be blown. So you're better off that someone's quite happy to spend, to pay for 5 accounts at $16 rather than, buy none at $75 or $40. So for me, it's just the discounts are where people spend the money. And the amount of discounts they've had lately, I thought they would realise the same thing. So whether, I don't know, they're trying something different or they're not, giving them out as much or something, I don't know. But it's the discounts where people spend. You'll pay $16 all day long for an evaluation, but $75 is very different. So we've got a leg down there, maybe 2 attempts to go higher, and then a failure. This may be like a penguin type guy. Penguin type trade. Leg down, 2 attempts to go higher, and then maybe drop. Who knows? I'll be surprised if Penguin's taken a lot of trades in this because most of the day, with the exception of this, it's working within a 2-4, 6, 8, about a sort of 9.5 point from top to bottom. So hopefully we get a breakout at some point. So we've got a channel down here. How you class this, whether you class this an overshoot, I don't know, but we've got a channel. Tried to go once, came down, tried to go a second time, I don't know. Maybe we bounce again. You could say that's 1, 2, 3 triple test and then coming down, I don't know. I want my triple test to be absolutely obvious. Big trend down there, once, twice, 3 times. Because the chance of me winning trades. Excuse me a second. My sort of win level, my winter loss ratio drops when I start picking tops and bottoms and triple tests. So, leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. That might not be a bad trade. That might be something Penguin will drop in here. Usually waits for it to start to move. That's clearly pushed down, but same again. 1, 2. It's hitting that midline and it's not liking it. So I'm just not a fan of this. You can't really trade this. It's just it's messy and unpredictable. But leg down, made 2 attempts to go higher. Might not be a bad trade for the penguin, I don't know. In fact, I was chatting with another trader buddy of mine, Martin, on the Facebook group. Always gives me nice, supportive comments. Very clever, very good with words. And he messaged me, told me he spent a couple of months following the penguin strategy. I do like him, and I thought I was getting the hang of it a bit, but then a couple of times I've marked trades, he hasn't taken them. But I do think he's got a super strategy that's very effective. But like all strategists, it doesn't take 5 minutes to learn. It takes a bit of time. And then you've got to have the confidence to sit and wait for it to push up. Sometimes 2 to 1. If you're risking 3 points, you might have to sit there through 6 points. Okay, there is a lower high on the 1,000 tick chart. Same again, it's around that midline. It does see that to me looks like a leg with a couple of attempts to go higher, and it's failed. And probably expected to come down. The lower high hasn't materialised anyway. But also, if you think this is a channel, we've had a break of a new low, so it may not. But it does look like that the penguin type of a trade. Push down, made 2 attempts to go higher, failed, come back down. I think this is somewhere where he probably get in, I don't know. But I'd expect that to come down now. Same again, it's touched that midline, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times there, it's hit that midline. And struggled to go through it with the exception of these couple of bars. So it's risky going short into that because it's clearly sending prices back up, isn't it? So you go short, the last thing you want it to do is trigger you and then stop you out. But we have made a couple of attempts to push higher and that hasn't worked, so that may give it some momentum. Yeah, I'd expect this to come down here. We've got a leg down and another leg. We got this push down and then we got 2. So I'm going to mark that as something that the penguin guy may take. Tell you what. I do want to take more of the trades like he does. Not sure about that one actually. Leg down. 2 attempts to go higher. Leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. I'm just trying to identify areas where I think he may take a trade, and if you can get that right 8 or 9 times out of 10, then you got a shot, I think. But it does look like a leg down, 2 clear attempts to go higher, and then a push down. So depending on where he takes his trade, that's another thing. Yeah, it is pushing down. We have tried to go higher a couple of times, and it hasn't got above there. The second time it's got further down, so I don't know whether he'd take maybe, I don't know, maybe probably out for these lows. Yeah, so there's 11 ticks there. Maybe if he takes it there, I don't know. Pure speculation, but maybe. But it clearly worked. I don't think he'd go for anything more than there. So there's 11 ticks there. So there's a tick off. After that one, we pushed down. We did come back a bit. So after that one closed there, he may take it there. I don't know, but you're out before this low. And if you get below here, then obviously the chance then of getting down to these lows increases, but you wouldn't take any more than 1 to 1 there. But if he did, he took 2 3/4 points. So I might just leave that in actually, just out of curiosity. So that one there. I don't know. Would he wait for that one? Not sure about that one. Let's put it there anyway for now. So 1 to 1 again. So if he did take that, so we got this leg down. Yeah, it's in 2 parts. We push up once, we come back down. We push up a second time with a nice big bearish bar. So that for me is 2 attempts to go higher. So in all fairness, you may even call that a triple test. Once, twice, 3 times, possible. Just going to leave these there just to see if I can identify where he takes trades a little bit more. But if he would have taken those, there's 3 points. There's just under 6 points in the bag there. I don't know whether he would have done or not, but in my opinion, he's a good trader. He's got a really good technique. And in all fairness, I can't remember the last time I saw him in the red. In fact, I don't think I have seen him in the red. And in all fairness, I think he made 1/4 point once a couple of weeks ago. Let me just have a quick look. And anybody can do that. And he does show his losses as well. He shows his losses. And he shows... sorry, that's Pat's. He shows his losses. And he shows the trades he misses as well. I kind of like that. So he comes over as quite honest. And the trouble is, if you're charging people to watch you, you've got to be honest, because people will find out otherwise. So let's have a look. So, starting yesterday, let's have a look at the last 5 trading days. So 5 points, plus 5 points, plus 425 points, and that was with a 1-1, 1 win and 1 loss. Plus 625 points, plus 11 points, plus 9.5 points, plus 6 1/4 points, plus 4 points. Okay. Minus 3 ticks 1 day. So then plus 3.75, plus 4.5, plus 14.5, plus 5.5, plus 5.5, plus 6.5, plus 6, plus 2.5, plus 4.5, plus. So I don't know. He doesn't even have 1 loss in 1. Yeah, he's really successful at it. He does have losses, but. Obviously, the winning days, he seems to average about 6 points, which in my opinion is really good. I would love to average 6 points a day. 6 points a day, $600 a day per account. Wow, that's success, that is. Averages $3,000 per week per account. $12,000 per month. That's serious money. That's per account. The only trouble is risks sometimes are quite large. I've seen him risk up to 17 ticks. So I think if you are going to do it that way, it might be sort of prudent to come down from 2 contracts to 1 contract. But having said that, if you get good at it, then 2 contracts is fine, really. So on both of those trades, if we did take both of those, they would have won. So we had that leg down, push up, push up. I wouldn't have taken that one. That's bearish. And a second attempt to go higher. That's as bearish as you can get. It is slightly above the EMA, but doesn't necessarily mean. And same with that one. We had a leg down, made 1, 2 attempts to go higher. He may take that after that bar or down here somewhere, or I don't know. But I just put it there out of just pure curiosity. So yeah, leg down. You put that like that. So yeah, there's a leg. 1 push up, came back down, pushed up again, failed. So yeah, I suppose they do say traders try and push the markets up, and it's failed. Pushed it up once, pushed it up again. It's almost like really on a bigger picture, it's a second entry short. In fact, that looks like almost like a perfect measured leg, to be fair. So 1 leg up. Well, it is more or less. That can come down a fraction. That can, yeah. So 1 leg up, 2 legs up, failure, come back down. So there's a method there, isn't there? Leg, 2 legs, down. So clearly made that 11 ticks. So yeah, if you can identify these areas where he does it, because if you can average 6 points a day, crikey, if I can average 3 points a day on, I'll be pleased with that. So I don't know, I suppose you could even have another 2,000 tick chart above your head, trading 1 contract, or even maybe trading a couple of minutes, couple of micros, and identify where he takes those trades and take them. That one clearly worked. So did that one. So we had a channel up there, 2 attempts to go lower, pushed up. Channel down, 2 attempts to go higher, push back down, channel up, 1, 2 attempts to go lower. We did look at that one, didn't we? But it's pretty big. Was it 3 3/4 points? Yeah, 3 3/4 points, tick above, tick below. It's $425 risk, isn't it? So, but the trouble is, if you're taking 1 to 1, you'd want to be out. I don't think it'd work there, would it? Is that like? Sorry, that would be there, and that would be there. So you'd be up here. You'd want to be out before then. So that's probably a no deal. But that one would be good for 1 to 1 leg up. Sorry, leg down. 2 attempts to go higher. You'd expect that one to reach them lows, and it has done clearly. Hit it a bunch of times there, but no real setup. But it's quite a tough day, this is. Most of the time it's working 6, 8 within this 10 point from top to bottom. So it's a bit hard. Yeah, so if anybody has just joined us, I'm just trying to identify areas where I think the Penguin may take a trade, and if I can, I don't know, get 8 or 10 out of 9 out of 10, right, then maybe it's something I may incorporate. I love the fact that he averages 6 points a day. I mean, that is super, that is, in all fairness. And that's without taking runners. It's just setting your trade and leaving it alone. That's all he does. Sets a trade and leaves it. He has told me before that if it goes a tick and comes back, doesn't matter, you'll leave it. He does get out the odd trade sometimes if it starts to go sideways, which is fair enough. But if you look on his website, his YouTube channel, He averages 6 points, probably slightly more now actually, and that is brilliant. I got 6 points on one contract. That will give me an average of $600 a day. That is really good. 10 days, 6,000. That's $12,000 a month on average. You do that with 10 accounts. Right. So yeah, I mean, if you can get relatively accurate, it might be useful to put a chart above your head, and if you can identify areas, maybe trade them on a micro. Okay, so let me have a look. There is a sort of a trend on the 1,000-tick chart. I'd expect this to come down. I think maybe, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, kind of is there as well, really, isn't it? Maybe we go there, or maybe here, or there even. Actually, that works okay. So let's say we go here with that spike and channel, touch, 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 touch. Possibility. Trouble is, you don't know whether you're going to get caught going short here and it's going to push up, because in all fairness, we've had sort of 3 legs down and we've bounced a few times off this bottom and we've pushed up, so it's certainly feasible we could go up. And in fact, that may even trap some shorts there. That might not be a terrible bar to go long. Trouble is, it's quite big. And if that channel is, it may, if that channel's slightly, I don't know, adjusted or whatever you want to put it, it may trigger and then drop. So if you go from here as a spike and channel, touch, 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 and pretty good on the bottom actually, so it'd be interesting to see what happens there if that comes down and stops that out. It's not coming down as quick as I would have expected though, so well, now it is. So that may be a short option. Trouble is, by the time it eventually gets down there, that was 10 ticks. We're already a tick above it there, so to drop down below, that's going to be a 3-point risk straight away. Trouble is, we've already come off here, so okay, second entry short there. Touch, 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 touch. It's around this midline again, so I'm just staying out, I think, at the minute. Gets below there, I'd expect that to then push down a bit. Okay, so yeah, maybe. Okay, so you'd have comfortably got 2 points there. Okay, so that worked quite nice actually. It is a second entry short. Touch, 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 touch. Trouble is, because it's around the midline, it just adds to that little bit of anxious Actually comes down nice, actually. So even if you took it out the green line, you got 3¼ points. It certainly went down 4 points, but interesting. I did look at it, but I just deemed it a little bit congested, and it sat on that midline, so you just don't know whether we're going to have a leg up, a little bit of sideways, and a leg up again. It's probably going to drop now, look. Okay, there's quite a bullish bar off this bottom. Touch, touch, touch. Trouble is, you just don't know, do you? It's choppy as hell at the moment. 5, 6, 2¼ points. Tick above, tick below. It's 2¾ points. As you know, I got to stay away from picking tops and bottoms. I'm just not very good at it. Excuse me, I'm just not very good at them. And not only that, if we are travelling in this area, that's an overshoot to the top. So it's feasible we could get one down here, down to this bottom here. That would make sense to me, that would. It is struggling there, so I kind of expect it to push up a bit. We pushed up, we've had a double bottom there, so I'd say that's more likely now we're going to push up to the EMA. But I'm not very good at picking tops and bottoms in all fairness, so don't pay much attention to me. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be 1 minute. Okay, so that worked. Got back to the EMA. Be interesting to see what happens here if we do come down again. So, touch, 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 touch. No argument there. Fits nice here as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we do come down lower after this. Okay, gone up to the top and turned. There is a lower high on the 1,000 tick chart.
Order submitted.
See how this finishes. Come back. No. No, there is a nice lower high, but it's bloody big. I know, it's 9 ticks. It's just too risky.
Order cancelled.
Take it on the engulfing bar would have been better, I think. How big is the bar? 9 ticks. Tick above, tick below. Clearly worked. If you took on the engulfing on the 1,000 tick chart, yeah, I'll just bring the 1,000 tick chart. This is what I was looking at. When you come down, touch, 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 clearly working. And then we had a sort of maybe a break and a new high, lower high there. But if you took that on the engulfing, 2 points, it's probably going to come down more, I'd say. I don't know, but it did. It just dropped really quick, the last bit, which told me there was people selling there. So I don't know. Moved a bit too far and a bit too quick. it's a nice channel. It's fitting nice. The trouble is we're getting to these lows. We've already been down there, so I think just to assume this is where we're going to break, it is a bit of a mistake, I think. Trouble is, as we know, we get these channels. Sometimes they'll just turn. Does fit nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches there. It's clearly visually working nice, but obviously, as we've been down here before, we came down here last time, pushed up strong. Came down there again, not as low, and pushed up well above halfway in there. So you get trapped here, it can just trigger you. And there is a lower high there, but it's just a bit risky in my opinion. It may come down. Depends what the risk is. It's a 5-point risk so far. It's just not worth it. It's too close to the lows, really. Just safely trade, darling. No setup anyway, I think. Yeah, see, we've come from the bottom to the top, to the bottom, to the top. Only halfway down, so that tells me I don't think it's going to come down much further. It may trap some shorts here, but I think now we may start to work up. We've been down pretty low there. And there is going to be some stops. Yeah. I don't like the fact that we've come off the tops and we've only come so far down. We haven't come anywhere near this, which tells me we're losing momentum. There may be more upward momentum, so I think that may be a trap. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a nice looking second entry short in all fairness. But the trouble is we've been off these lows before, so it could be a trap. And if I have doubts, I think the safest option is to just leave alone. It is a nice second entry short, lower high. It's clearly in this, and it may continue down. I just don't like the fact that we've come off there and we've only hit there. Every other time we come off these highs, we've come right the way back over to this side of the channel, with the exception of there. So it may trigger and push up. It looks really nice. The setup looks really nice in all fairness, but I'm staying out of it because I think it may be a trap. It may just come rocketing down. Sometimes I get it completely wrong. But it's just risky in my opinion. And obviously in a range day, we don't necessarily need to make a new extreme if we've just come off here. I mean, there we had that channel down. We didn't make a new extreme. We just pushed straight up. So it doesn't necessarily need to have a break in a new extreme. So it could just push up. Yeah, it's looking quite bearish on the 1,000-tick chart, but we've still got this that's concerning me. Got into trades like that before and they triggered me and gone up. Because that, to me, the way it's come down and pushed up is losing downward momentum, probably because we've been on already to these lows and pushed up. Sometimes I've seen that happen twice and I've taken a short there and it's triggered me. It almost gives you two opportunities to go short there, thinking, okay, we've pushed down once, now we've pushed down again. And I've got into trades like that before and they trigger you and push up. Okay, so it never triggered, but it did push up. I kind of had my suspicions it was going to. But fortunately, it never triggered. Never triggered on the 1,000-tick chart either. There was a lower high on the 1,000-tick chart that would have got stopped out. So trouble is, we've come off the bottoms and we've only come up to the tops. We've only come back part of the way down, and then it's turned. So it's just risky. Still holding price. It's uncanny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be surprised if that rockets up. Sorry about that. Leg a leg. You don't know. You never know. Looks like a leg and a leg. Blooming tempting, especially when price held that there. Too risky for me. EMA's flat. It's a bit above it. Might trigger you and then rock it up. It is a second entry short, and we have had 2 legs up, but it's just when it came down so far there and then there, that's just telling me to be cautious going short. I think it's going up. The fact we've come off the bottom here, it'll trap a few shorts here. There may be some shorts there, but it's losing downward momentum to me. We've already been down there, so I just think there's a lack of short sellers there thinking, well, we've come off the lows and we've come back up here. Fair enough, but we've only got so far down, so who knows? What do I know? Oh, there is a bit of congestion there, see, so that's another reason to be cautious. What a bit of a disappointing day. This is the tightest range we've had for a long time, I think. Very wicky, isn't it? Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's a bit all over the place. I mean, you can clearly see that's working down there, but it's just been here, isn't it, really? And with a nice big bullish bar and another attempt to go short. It's just risky going short here, really. It's clearly going a bit sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touches there. So it's clearly struggling to get below there. It's not to say it won't. The EMA's flat. That bar wasn't particularly good anyway, so what time is it? I'm going to knock it on the head, I think. I've been going 2.5 hours now. It's just a frustrating day, to be fair. I don't want to lose my patience. I got in there, leg up, for whatever reason. Looked like a leg and a leg, and at the time, I had this drawn there, something like that. Somewhere around there, and it, I thought 1 leg, 2 legs. At the time, we were bouncing off here, with the exception of that, it was a failed breakout, and it came tumbling down, so perfect measured leg, bearish bar. I thought that was okay, and it came down for about a point, I think, maximum. I got out of it for 2 ticks. Just, I don't know. I don't usually take them. I'm just trying to be aware of them, but I think at the moment I'm just best off just to focusing on my strengths and leaving those picking tops up, because whenever I see them, they rocket up. Whenever I take them, they don't. So it's just not one of my strong points. We all have strengths and weaknesses. I just need to watch them and monitor them. But in all fairness, as far as a range day today, it's a pretty tough one to trade, because you know, it's constantly bouncing in different places, and it's up and down, and there's loads of stems. So it just makes it a bit harder to trade. Yes, if you'd have taken that now, you'd also be twitching now, wouldn't you? Yeah, you wouldn't have even got a tick through. You wouldn't have even got a point out of that. So just stupid risky, really. So yeah, and obviously you can see I've just marked those because I'm just trying to watch the penguin guy a bit, and just trying to identify places, areas where he may consider trading. We got a leg down there, 2 attempts to go higher, nice big bearish bar, and it worked for 1-to-1. That one, we got a leg down, 2 attempts to go higher, failed, came down for 1-to-1. So I've just put those marks there just out of curiosity, so when I look later, just to see if I can get someone on the same wavelength as him. But I do like the fact that he averages 6 points a day, which in my opinion is top notch, that is. So we had the comments just for the first sort of 5 minutes, just to say hello, and I'll do the same every day, and I know how to get them off now anyway. So let me just see if it'll allow me to get them back on. Okay. Live chat. Let's click this on, see if this works. No. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Okay. Comments are now available. I don't know when the last comment is. When was the last? I'm assuming the comments have been off. You guys, yeah, still hear something. Okay, I got rid of it, but you can comment now anyway. There are comments now. But I've worked out to get them off and on and off. It's okay to get them on for the first 10 minutes just to say hellos and so on and so forth. And then at the end, I've worked out how to do it now anyway. So you can speak if you want to. So yeah, a bit of an odd day. Well, I've allowed them to come back on, so they're showing. So whether they'll, I don't know. Somebody try saying something. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, I can. Maybe it just allows me. I don't know. There we go. Lost my PA today waiting for bad luck, Sam. I know the feeling, mate. I lost 4 the other day. Trading time. How you doing, bud? Missed you. Well, I'm here now. You've still got me. I haven't gone anywhere. That is actually pushing down now, but it may just be a failed breakout. I still wouldn't want to go short there at the time because it's clearly choppy as shit, really, isn't it? You don't know whether it's going to drop out. You just don't know, really. But the fact that it only came down so well, look at it now, look. Now it decides to drop. But no, I do feel clearer in my head when I'm trading without the comments. You can focus on what you're doing better. So if it's better for me, it's going to help you guys as well. So last day of the 50% off resets. So if anybody's used my code during this time, I do appreciate it. I really do. As you know, I do get some commissions on it, and it just gives me that bit of extra. It covers my trading. So I appreciate it. So hopefully, I usually get an email early hours of the morning from UK time from Apex, and hopefully we'll have the 90% off. I hope we do. For your sake and for mine, because I want to start getting another one, at least another one, maybe just another one for now, and try working the 2, keep the pressure down a bit. But yeah, I kind of like what that's done now. It did drop out, but then it reversed quickly. So as to continue down in a channel, for me, it was coming to an end, because every time we've come off the tops to the bottoms. So we've come to the bottoms, gone back to the tops, bottoms, tops, bottoms, tops, bottoms, tops. With the exception of that, we only came down so far. So that, for me, said we're losing a bit of momentum, quite possibly because we've been down here with a nice solid bar. But we did drop out and then turn back and push back up. So for me, I think the momentum or continuation of this downtrend is over. I might be wrong, but just the fact that we've got 3 sort of touches down here and... But yeah, you're right, Sam. Where to see the penguin trade? He doesn't trade live, but he does do like a bar-by-bar analysis. I'll just drag him on the screen. I think he's a good trader. I think he's a technical trader. He knows what he's talking about. I'll drag his... That's his... I don't mind advertising these people. If I think they're good, I'll let you know. That's him there, but... You just look. Okay, so 5 points up, 4 1/4 points up, 6 1/4 points up, 11, 9.5. 3 ticks lost. That's the worst day I think he's had. 14.5 points, 5. You can just see, can't you? All up. 0, 0 FOMC. So he never traded that. But look at the average points. And he has losses. He had a loss there, had a loss the day before. You know, so he has losses. Had a loss there, a loss there, a loss there, loss there, a loss there. So he has a loss there, loss there. So he has losses all the time. But because of his risk to reward ratio going for a minimum 1-to-1 and in some cases 1-to-2, you can come back from a loss. I mean, look at that. 1 win, 1 loss, but he's still at 4 1/4 points. That's a 50% win rate. So, do you know what I mean? It just goes to show, even sort of with sort of 1-1, you can still be up for the day. But I do like his system. But he does put his losses, and he puts down when he has no fills. But look at that, sort of 2 wins and a loss, up 6.25 points. 2 wins and a loss, 6.25 points. So his average, I worked out over about 10 days a few weeks ago, he was averaging 6 points a day, and in my opinion, but I mean, look, 6 points, 9.5 points, 10 points. He averages really well. And if you can get anywhere close to that, you're going to make a ton of money, an absolute ton. So that's his channel, Penguin Trades. Excuse me, but he does a bar by bar analysis. That one lasted 16 minutes, 30 minutes. So he just goes through his trades for the day, and you can subscribe to him. Sorry, excuse me a second. You can join his group, but unfortunately he doesn't stream live. Otherwise, I'd probably watch him myself. But he does let me have a look. He does, you can join, yeah, it's there. You can join a membership. I don't exactly know what you get for I haven't, but I don't think it's a lot of money, but just, if anything, start off watching his videos. But it trades very similar to Pat's, but on a slightly bigger scale. But he uses the 2000 tick chart exactly the same, so anyway, that's him. But all I've done is just mark down where I think he may take a trade. In a lot of cases, he'll have a leg down, market will make 2 attempts to go higher, and usually then it'll fail. So really, we've got a leg down, and it's just like a second entry long, but on a sort of a bigger scale. Think about the bigger picture. So I think that may be a trade that he takes, and he'd be out before these lows, so that would just be a 1-to-1 and vice versa, whether he would or not. I think that one's more likely. That one I'm not sure, but if you can just have a look and just even mark down where you think he might take trades. He does not really trade the bigger picture. If he did, he would. So, no, what I mean is the bigger picture. When I say 2 legs up, it's almost like a second entry. First entry, second entry. But when I say bigger picture, we're obviously trading the 2000 tick chart. If you change that to the 4000 tick chart, it'd look like you had 2 legs up. So, but in all honesty, if you can average 6 points a day consistently, you make a lot of money in this business. If you have 10 accounts, that's $6,000 a day. Trading 2 contracts, it's huge amounts of money. But I think he overruns. Oh, absolutely does. Yeah, he's a very technical trader. When you listen to him, he knows exactly what he's talking about. So, if I see someone I think that's good at it, now what I don't want to do is confuse Pats with this. So, primarily, I trade Pats. What I do, but you've only got to have a quick look at the end of the day and think, okay, that's where I think he'd trade it, and just mark it, and then later in the evening, just have a look, and if you can get it right 9 times out of 10. Or 8 times out of 10 where he trades, then you've got a shot then, and then maybe, I don't know, open up another 2000 tick chart above you and trade micros just, while you're doing your normal day, just out of curiosity. But it did look to me like that wasn't going to continue down. We'd had that bounce there. When that came down, for me, it's losing momentum, and then we had another quick drop followed by a quick reversal and straight up the top. So it did what I expected it to do. I did say I think it's going to rocket up soon, and obviously after that drop it did, but we've already come off the bottom, so I think it's risky going short here, although we are still sort of working within this channel. But ultimately the range has priority. A lot of cases it'll push up like that and it'll just turn. It doesn't necessarily have to make a break in a new extreme. Most of the time it will, like it did here, because we only got halfway down. But if if that continued up to here in a channel, chances are it would just turn if we were in a range, which we clearly are at the moment. So that's it for today, folks. No trades. I ended up with a couple of ticks in the end. But it happens. These are some of the toughest days to trade. Although it'd be interesting to see how many Mac. That might be somewhere where Mac may. I did identify that, and I looked at that. It is a second entry short, and we're still touching here. So And obviously, judging by the way it pushed down, I wasn't the only one that thought it was that may come down, but it's just a bit risky for me. It's a little bit congested. It's clear around that middle line, so you have to take that into consideration. And I'm just quite cautious at the moment, most of the time. So there we go. So I'll do the same tomorrow. I'll pop the comments on for the first 10 minutes and then remove them and put them on for the last 10. And it's a better idea, actually. It helps us all keep clear heads. If I'm looking at going long and I hear people talking about going short, or, you know, on the odd occasion, if I go long, someone will say, oh, I wouldn't take that. And it does affect you. It affects your bias. So I think you're much better have a clear head. So this is a better idea. On for the first 10 and on for the last 10. So last day tomorrow, 1st of September. So hopefully we will get a decent discount tomorrow. And if we do, I should be picking up myself another evaluation. So that's it for today, folks. So I hope you got some green today. I have a feeling there may not have been a lot around, but nonetheless, I hope you did. So have a great evening. Stay safe. I got a night to myself. My wife and daughter are going out with friends for an open-air cinema tonight, so I'm going to put my feet up. I might have a Chinese and a couple of whiskies. Night alone with the dogs for me tonight. So have a great evening, folks. Stay safe. And I will see you all same time tomorrow. Bye for now.